Hey there, welcome back. This is Kumar and today we are going to dive into MySQL Server. In this video, we are going to cover MySQL Server installation, database creation, workbench demo, and also command line execution. So let's get you up and running by installing the MySQL Server and workbench. Stick with me and we will even create a test database together. So let's get started. First thing first, open up your browser and head over to the official MySQL website. You can Google it. I've also given the link in the description. Now scroll down to find the MySQL installer community for your operating system. For this tutorial, I'm using Windows. For Mac users, choose the Mac OS DMG archive. Now go ahead and click the download button. It will bring you to this new page where it will ask you to log in or sign up. Just click on this no thanks, just start my download button and it will start the download for you. Once it's downloaded, let's open it up. You will see a couple of installation options here. For most of us, the full option is perfect. This includes MySQL Server, Workbench, and command line shell with few extra stuff. Click on that and let's move forward. Now here you will see all the options that it's going to download and install. If it says that you need to download some additional files, no worries, just click on execute and let it handle that for you. Once the download and installations are done, click on next. All right, now let's configure. Click next in the configuration and it will open a configure wizard for you. In the type and networking tab, select deployment computer and leave other fields as it is like port 23306 and click on next. In the authentication method, leave it for default. Let's go to the account and rules. Click next and here's the important step. Setting up a root password. Choose something secure but easy to remember because we will be using it in a moment. If you want, you can also create an additional user, but I will leave that part to you. So here I'm going to give a simple password that will be root for me and I will click on next. On Windows service, no need to do anything. Let's leave it blank. Let's go to the next section, which is server file permission. Here again, we will leave it for default. And then at the last, we have apply configuration. Click on execute and it will apply all these configurations for you. Once the configuration is done, click on finish button and it will bring back us to the main window. And on the configuration tag, click next and it will open the router configuration. Leave everything as default and click to finish. It will again come back to the main page and this time we will click on next and it will try to install the samples and examples. You can install them or you can cancel them also. For me, I'm going to cancel and then next. Now your installation is complete. If you leave these checkboxes checked, it will open the workbench and shell for you. For me, I'm going to deselect them so I can show you how we can start them from the start menu and I will click on the finish. Now let's switch gears to MySQL Workbench. If you installed everything as I suggested, you should already have Workbench ready to go. Let's open it up from the start menu. You can see MySQL Workbench. Click on it. So it has opened the Workbench for you. Now we'll start with creating a new connection. Here you can see MySQL connections and a plus button. Click on this and it will open a new window. Here we'll go with a new connection name. I will give it local MySQL. In the host name, we can replace this with localhost, which will be easy to use in the applications, and we'll leave the port as it is. Now we need to give the password. Click on the store in vault and provide the password that was given at time of installation. Click OK and test connection. If you have given the correct password, it will tell you successfully made the connection. Click on OK and again OK. and it has created a new connection for you. Now you have the new connection here. We can double click to open this and it will open the connection. Now we need to create a new schema. For that, you can see this icon here on the top menu. It says create a new schema in the connected server. Click on this. It will open the new schema window. Here we'll give the schema name. Let's go with test DB and click on apply. And then apply again. And it will create the schema for you. You can see the schema created on the right side. Now we double click on this to make it the default schema. And again, we go to top right menu where you can see this icon which says create a new table in the active schema. Click on this and it will give you this window where we can again create a table. So we'll get add and we will give the name test table. Here we also have the option to create columns. So let's add some new columns here. We'll give ID, which is int, and I will also make it a primary key and a not null. I will create a new column with name, which will be a varchar. Let's go ahead with these two columns and apply. Click on apply again. And that's all. You have a new schema with a new table. When you expand the tables, you can see the test table. If you expand it again, you can see the columns where you have created these columns. Let's switch things up and connect to the database using command line interface. With the MySQL Server standard installation, we also install the command line client, which we are going to use. Go to your start menu, find and open MySQL command line client. You can see the suggestion has come. Click on this and it will open the cell for you. Now enter the password that we had given at time of installation and you are in. Now the next thing we are going to do is to see all the databases. For that we will use show databases command. It will give you the list. You can see the test DB that we created. Now we need to use this database. For that again we will say use test DB. Now we are inside this database. Next thing we will do is to see all the tables that were created here. For that again we can use the show command. So tables and it will show you the tables. You can see the test table that we created. Now we are ready to execute any SQL queries. So let's try to insert a new row. So for that I will use the insert command, insert into test table, fields, ID and name, values. And enter. You can see query OK, one row affected. That means our row is inserted. Let's check that. So we'll use select query, select star from test table. And you can see the record is inserted. We can also check this in our workbench. Just refresh the table, right click and say select rows limit 1000. It will open the editor as well as execute this command. You can see the record that we inserted here and you can run other commands directly from here or from the cell. Both can be used. This is just a visual representation of the same thing. So that's all we wanted to do in this video. I hope you found this tutorial helpful. Thanks for watching and happy coding.